Now, let's move on to the fourth feature of interaction, the filter component. When viewing a dashboard, we can search for important data based on our needs. This is where the filter component comes into play. For example, we can filter by year or sales to obtain the specific data we require. Moreover, filter conditions set at the dashboard level can simultaneously apply to multiple components on the dashboard. We also set various filter conditions within individual components. For instance, earlier in a component, we filtered to show the top 10 products by sales. Filter conditions set within a single component only affect that specific component and do not apply to other components. In contrast, filters applied at the dashboard level have a global effect. If I want to view products in the snack category, setting this filter at the dashboard level will apply to all components below it. Once we filter for snacks, all components will display data only for the snack category. Therefore, the scope of filtering differs depending on whether it is applied at the dashboard level or within a single component. Additionally, dashboard level filtering does not conflict with the filtering within individual components, such as the top 10 products by sales example. Dashboard level filtering also offers more diverse options. Now let's take a closer look at filtering at the dashboard level. The first option is the time filter component, which allows us to filter by year, month, quarter, including specific dates or date ranges. We can make different selections based on the effect we want to achieve. We can also apply text filtering, where we can set up a text drop-down or text list to choose specific values. There is tree filtering, which displays fields with hierarchical relationships. You can choose from drop-down tree, tree label, or list tree. Additionally, we can set up a value filter component, which can be configured as a value drop-down, value range, or range slider. Sometimes when creating a dashboard, we may not fully anticipate all the filter conditions needed. In such cases, we can use a composite filter condition. For example, if we want to filter products whose cost falls within a certain range and also belong to a specific category, or only select products with profits within a certain interval, we can use the composite filter component to achieve the desired filtering result. When using components for filtering, FineBI defaults to querying data immediately after selection. However, when a dashboard contains multiple components, and the data volume is large, queries may take longer. Here we can use the query and reset components together. When multiple filter components are composite, we can set up a linked and condition using the query button. Clicking the query button will filter data that meets both conditions simultaneously. The reset button, on the other hand, allows us to clear all set filter conditions in one step. Now let's look at the application of filter components through practical examples. In the dashboard we just worked on, we can add time and commodity category filter components. This allows staff to view specific data by time period and product category during their analysis. Second, we add a drop-down filter component to filter by province, city, and store fields. This filter component is set to specifically affect only the sales top 10 component and the product category sales share component. Let's return to the dashboard. In the group sales analysis dashboard, you can see filter components in the upper left corner. First, we need to filter by year and month, so we add a time filter component for year and month, and drag it into place. We'll filter using the date field from the sales information table under all fields. So we drag the date into the field. On the right we set the control range. Since the same data source is used, all components will update according to the date filter condition. We can also manually adjust its range. By default, all dates are selected. Click OK. This completes the setup of the time filter component. For example, if we select August 2025, All components will display data filtered for August 2025. Next, we want to filter by commodity category. From the filter components, choose a text drop-down filter component. Again, select the sales information table. Drag the commodity category field into place and apply the filter. We can also rename the title. Similarly, the control range is set to select all. Click OK. For instance, let's filter for snacks and drinks. This will display specific data for snacks and drinks. Now we'll add another drop-down filter component to filter by province, city, and store, but only affecting two specific components. From the filter components, select a tree filter component and choose drop-down tree. Still using the sales information table, drag the three fields province, city, and store name into place. We can also rename the title, for example, Province City Store. Click OK. Since this filter should only apply to the sales top 10 and product category sales share components, we check only the first two boxes. The other components remain unaffected. Click OK. And the drop-down tree filter component is now set up. For example, if we select Anhui and Beijing, the filter will apply to the sales top 10 and product category sales share components. We also mentioned the query and reset filter components earlier. Let's add those as well and adjust their positions. From the filter components, drag the query and reset options into place. These allow us to execute or reset all three filter components we just set up in one step. For instance, we can filter for August 2025. Commodity category snacks and drinks. And provinces, city stores such as Beijing, Chongqing. Clicking query will apply these filters across all components. Clicking reset will reset the current filtering conditions to the default ones. We can enter the preview interface to see how it works. When a user adjusts the filter conditions during preview, for example, by adding Anhui province, then to return to the initial settings, they can click reset. So when dealing with multiple components, these two filter components help achieve the desired results quickly and efficiently.